Hello, how are you? How are you doing? In this video, we're going to solve this exercise where I'm being asked to determine the equation of the line that passes through these two given points. This exercise is the one I gave you as homework in the previous video, which, if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it first so you can follow along in order. I'll leave it up here. Well, let's get started. We had agreed that in order to find the equation of the line in its slope-intercept form, we're going to start by finding the slope, which is calculated as m equals y, 2 minus y1 over x, 2 minus x1. This is the formula we're going to use. I also told you that it doesn't matter if I say, this is point number 1 and this is point number 2, or the other way around. I can also say that this is point number 1 and this is point number 2. In this case, I'm going to say that this is point number 1 and it should give us the same result as what you got. So if this is point 1, then this is x1, and this will be my y1. And if this is point number 2, then this will be x2, and this will be y2. And now, we're simply going to substitute. So the slope is equal to y2, which in this case is minus 5 minus y1 from the formula, which in this case, it's 1 over x2, which in this case is 4 minus x1 from the formula, which here we see is minus 10. I put parentheses because here we have the minus from the formula and we also have the negative sign on this 10, okay? So that I end up with minus 10. So here it's going to be 4 plus 10, right? Well, in the numerator, we have minus 5 minus 1, which gives us a total of minus 6. And in the denominator, we have 4 minus 10, 4.
4 menos 10.
So we have 4 plus 10, which is 14. I want you to see that in this case, unlike the previous exercises, I want you to see that here we can't do the division directly. Why do I say that? Because we'll end up with a decimal, but what we can do is simplify this fraction. Here we have that negative divided by positive equals negative, and we divide both numbers by 2. Half of 6 is 3, and half of 14 is 7. So I'm saying that the slope is equal to negative 3/7. With that value, now we can continue. Remember that the equation of a line in its slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. This is the formula, or, well, the equation that we're going to use. And here we're going to take a point. For example, I can take this one, or I can take this other one. It doesn't matter which one I take. In this case, I'm going to take the point from here. Okay? So here, I'm going to say, I'll take the point from here. I'll say then that this is the value of x, and this is the value of y. So, where are we going to substitute? Well, directly here. Look, instead of putting y, I'm going to put 1, so I get 1 equals m, which we got as minus 3/7 times x, which in this case is minus 10. So, let me put parentheses here to be able to put the minus 10. That looks better, and plus b. But b, that value? Well, I don't know it, right? So let's work with what we have here to make it simpler. I'm going to put a denominator of 1, since minus 10 divided by 1 is still minus 10. And let's work with these fractions first. So I have that. 1 equals minus times. Minus is plus. Then we have 3 times 10, which is 30. This goes in the numerator over 7 times 1, which is 7. This goes in the denominator, and over here we have plus b. Don't forget that. All right, here I'm going to continue with this. 30/7, I'm going to move it to the other side as a subtraction. So here we have a whole number. I'm going to write it like this for now. Minus this, 30/7, I'm putting it as a fraction, so I can solve the subtraction of fractions. Okay, and this? Well, now it is equal to b. All right, let's do this fraction subtraction. So from here, we're going to get that b equals, I do the subtraction. 1 times 7 equals 7. Minus 1 times 30 equals 30. And this is going to be divided by 1 times 7, which equals 7. I'll continue over here. I get 7 minus 30 equals negative 23. And down here we have a 7 ready. This one here will be the value of b. In other words, this is already the y-intercept. Okay, since we already have everything, we just need to substitute directly here. Let me write it here. Okay, so now I have this. And what I'm going to write here will be the final answer. Okay, it's equal to m, which I got as minus 3/7 times x plus b. But b turned out to be minus 23/7 minus 23/7. Sevenths. 23 is here. Now this is the equation of the line in its slope-intercept form. In the previous video, I also told you that we could check if what we did was correct or not. So let's see. Really quickly, let's bring up the calculator here, and let's use it here, where it says f of x. We scroll down to where it says define f of x and click OK. Then we enter our function. In this case, I don't have a function. I have an equation. So let's still enter what I have here on the right side. So I press Shift minus. We enter the fraction by pressing here. Then we put 3 go down with the arrow and put a 7 move forward with the arrow and add the x. Then comes minus, and we enter it again. The fraction 23/7. I go down with the arrow and put the 7 done. I've already entered it into my equation. Here I'm entering a function, but for practical purposes, it's the same if we just press execute. Now let's press here where it says home and move over to where it says table. We press OK. And we're going to enter the values of x, so it gives us their respective f values of x. In this case, it's going to show us the value of y. So let's go ahead and enter a 4, which is this one, and I press execute. It's telling me that when x is 4, f of x is minus 5. And look, that's correct. Here we have 4 minus 5, so we're good. Now we enter this value, which is minus 10. I press shift, minus 10 hit execute. And look, when x is minus 10, f of x is 1, and we have minus 10, 1. Therefore, we're seeing that, in fact, this equation that I just found really is the equation of the line that passes through these two given points. That way, we're confirming that what we did was correct. Well, that's all for today. I hope the video was helpful to you, but most of all, that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe to this channel. I upload videos every day. See you next time. Take care and behave well. Bye.